Hello, everybody. We got one live viewer. What's up? How you doing? We're gonna do another Wednesday in Westeros. We're gonna go over some events coming up in the North America. We are gonna look at U.S. Nats updates, if any. We're gonna look at the list of the week, and then we're gonna talk about terrain methods today. So that's on the schedule. Thanks for joining me. Like, subscribe if you can. Would appreciate it. Keep me motivated. All right. First up, we have the schedule of events. So let's go through them. This upcoming weekend, we have the monthly tournament in Clovis, California at Ender's Games, April 12th. We also have the exhibition, like casual play and learn to play experience at the Conquest Sacramento convention at Great Escape Games in Arden. That's the Sacramento area on Sunday. On the 26th, the Clash at the Crossroads, Camarillo, California. That's looking to be a good turnout. Really hope I can get down there. It's kind of a drive, about 6 hours, but we'll see. Right after that, on the Sunday, is the joining of the houses up in Salem, Oregon. So the Eugene and Portland groups are going to meet up, but I'm sure all are welcome. So that looks like a fun one. I just learned about the Richmond Open way over in Virginia. That's on May 4th, hosted by the man, the myth, the legend, Matt Cave. I really wish I could go to that. That'd be really cool to see you. Thanks for hosting. And then we have Miso's Road to Nationals event in Kentucky, Louisville, Kentucky. That's going to be June 7th. Also looks like a good turnout going on there. And, of course, Wardens of the West 3, and that's going to be the topic as far as terrain methods go. I'll be discussing different ways to go about doing terrain and asking for everyone to chime in on what they want for Wardens of the West. And then October 3rd, we have the Bourbon City Brawl, also in Kentucky. And then, of course, U.S. Nationals. Woohoo! Let's go. If you haven't got your ticket yet, what are you waiting for? Please do. Link is in the description below. Speaking of U.S. Nationals, we have some sponsors to announce. So a huge shout out to Jan from Broken Banners. He has been working tirelessly on reaching out to possible sponsorships. And right now, from what I have seen, and I double checked, but I know that there's some that said yes, but they're not. We don't know exactly what's going on with the price support there yet. But for sure, we have Reaper Miniatures, Monument Hobbies, and Tooth and Coats. 3 absolutely excellent sponsorships coming in for U.S. Nationals. Very exciting stuff. There's a lot more on the list that I saw that he's working on. So yeah, please get in. Hop in and get those early bird tickets before it's too late. Tickets will go up at the end of the month. Or I should say the first of next month. And also, while you're doing so, don't forget to support all of those working hard on this. So we have the Brotherhood of the Broken Banners, as I mentioned. Wardens of the Midwest, that's Brian, our head TO. Sunday Slaughter, who just did a bunch of work at Adepticon. And I know the boys over there had a huge event. So congrats to them. We're going to hear more about that, I'm sure, soon, because there are some, I believe there was some Nationals tickets that were awarded to some winners. So we'll talk about that maybe next week or the week after, depending on when we get details. And then please support us here at West Coast Bannerman. Thank you for your time. There's also a ton of TOs all around the U.S. that are helping out in discussion, helping spread the news of the hopefully best U.S. Nationals to date. So thank you to everyone again. Every week, they deserve our praise. All right. So, events and U.S. National stuff. That is through. Let's go move on to my list of the week. So, I'm going to start looking and searching for more fun lists of the weeks that aren't my own. So, please feel free to share with me your combo that you think you found now in Season 6 that is super fun or unbreakable, etc. But as far as my own goes, Last week was the Bolton list. This week I have a neutral list, and this is my updated Stompy list. So we have the Vargo Hout leading the charge because he does supply that Crippler's Infamy card. That's going to make the mixed armor sim with cheese possible. We have Ramsey in the skirmishers. That's still a thing, but now those 2 points are free. Then we have, so what I did was I pretty much added another attachment killer. So it's kind of the McStomperson list plus attachment hunting. So it's kind of all in one. This will be the first time I run 2 NCUs, I think, in a long time. But we got the War Elephant, of course, going to charge into whoever gets stuck in with Ramsey. With a Crippler's Infamy card is a pretty almost guaranteed one shot as long as they fail that panic test. And then we have Cutthroats with Arya. I just think it was kind of thematic. I just put her into the Cutthroats for cutting throats. I don't know. You know, it's neutral units are tough. There's not very many good ones until you get to the 7-8 pointers, right? So I guess Stormcrow Mercs are kind of the thing, but they have adaptive, so you're not using your points. So it just kind of feels weird as far as list building still. But I'll try to think of a better, like, you can do some pretty fun cav lists with neutrals because they do have cav attachments. But this is my upgraded McStomperson list, so there you go. I'm going to try out Walder Frey to, he does kind of surprise people sometimes. So there you go. There is my neutrals list of the week. I might be using that later today, actually. We will see. Maybe I'll get it recorded. Let's see here. Anybody here? Darren. Hello, Darren. Yeah, exactly. So it is quite the interesting thing. And that has so many other effects, if it pushes into 5/2 builds over 4/3s, then, things like Olenna become more powerful, and there's all just there's domino effects, right? So we'll see how it all shakes out very soon. I'm sure lots of games are getting played already. The stats site is kind of updated. I think there's some bugs, but you can pretty much use stats with Season 6 stuff now, I think. Don't quote me on that. All right, so there's my new McStomperson list. A variation of this that I just thought of today was to put Vargo, like to not use Arya at all. I do like Sandor, period. But instead of using Arya, I was going to put Vargo in the Cutthroats, and then put a Hedge Knight unit with a Glory Seeker. And so that might be a much better version of this list. I just wanted to double up on the attachment killing because I think it's funny and like a fun side mission to do while you play a game. So I'm going to try to do that. All right. Next up is terrain methods. So I just made a list of ones that I've seen people do. I have played, let's see, I have played 4 of these, and so I have my own, personal thoughts. But I just wanted to talk about this and get your guys' opinions and educated thoughts on which terrain method you like best and why. And maybe there's different terrain methods you like on different occasions for different events. So I love all the feedback for this is, specifically I'm asking for my own upcoming event at Wardens of the West. I'm pretty sold in my own mind for option 2 here. The pool of 2 pieces of each double-sided piece is what I prefer. It's almost as good as player choice as far as building a strategy ahead of time, right? So you can still plan, make sure you have one piece that you want, but then it gives agency to your opponent once you pick that one piece. If they don't want to see a second one, they can pick that same piece and flip it over and put it somewhere else, or it's a little bit, it avoids the feels bad of just a player always getting what they want, but it also avoids the feels bad of a player never getting what they want. So I prefer the pool of 2 times each double-sided piece. Player choice is very, very common for most like big events. It's just part of the strategy of list building. You just know your opponent's going to get their terrain, whatever terrain they want. So that's very common as well. This one I called the deep dish here to remind me that this is the Chicago area's way to play terrain. I believe. Hopefully I'm not getting this wrong. But I think it's very, very interesting, and I really want to try it out. All right, so we have. I'm gonna catch up on chat real quick before I talk about the deep dish. We got I like player choice and two randoms. Which one's two randoms? Oh, random and random. Yeah, that's just completely true. Random is pretty fun. And you know, I was reminded recently that random still takes skill to like react to, right? The only thing about random that I will say is terrain is after list choice, right? So it's not doesn't feel as good. Like if you played a true random terrain before you picked lists, then that would give you a little bit more. Like that would feel a little bit better. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? But so let's talk about the deep dish. Brian, our head TO for Nationals, shared his local scenes terrain method, which is each player does get to pick one of their player choice, and they put it into a pool, and then two other pieces are randomly chosen. Those are added to the pool, and then you go through the terrain process of who picks first and placing it where. So that is super interesting that I'm going to have to try. Then we have the battlefield layouts have been pretty popular in the U.S. as far as I'm aware. I know that the Fresno crew here in California likes the layouts. Nationals last year had layouts. The response to Nationals was good as far as terrain. So layout seems to be, I guess people really love using, you know, the official game doc for things. So I get it. The CMON random I put different than true random because it's not true random. It's kind of, I should probably bring it up. It's kind of weird how CMON does their random. It's definitely not true random. And then there's 7. I think if you roll a 7, you get to pick anyways. It doesn't make any sense. If you're trying to not have player choice and have it random, then why would you add the most common roll to be player choice? So I think I should add another because most people do that I've seen. Whoever uses CMON random, they go asterisk 7 is a reroll, and that's what they do. So that's a common one as well. True random, you just you can roll you can roll a different type of dice, or you can use a phone or anything to have an actual like draw of a true random number. It's really easy to do. And then as far as random placement goes, that was back when we had what do you call it? We had a grid. I'm trying to remember who made it. I want to give props to either John. It was someone, or Charles Gow or John Davis. I can't remember who made it. Maybe someone else, and I'm so sorry if I forgot who it was. But we had a grid, and we would literally just roll. We would roll, right? We would roll for the piece. We would roll for which horizontal line, which vertical line, and then place it. And then you'd roll for the orientation. So there was a whole doc for it. It was pretty great. And then, basically battlefields are just generated without any of your say whatsoever. So, if you haven't tried some of these, try them out. Comment below what you think of them. Comment below now what you think your favorite is already. If, there's some that you would never try, but tell us why. It's all about the why. Tell us why you like them, why you don't like them in the comments, please. So I have them. So I have your opinions saved because I want to see your opinions later on when I go through the terrain stuff. I really appreciate the chat. I really do. But please also add your opinions to the comments so that I can look at them later. All right, we have. I wish I could. I'm just gonna say Papa because I don't know if I'm gonna pronounce that correctly. I like player choice, but second player places to terrain in one go, and first player places. Oh, I'm going to have to add that to the list. I like that. Huh. I like player choice. Okay, so we're going to go in here. We're going to say another way to do player choice is player A first and fourth pick. Player B, second and third. I like that a lot. I'll have to try that out. All right, tell me more ones that I don't have here listed. Tell me some that you think are awesome. And yeah, so that is the focus of today's Wednesday in Westeros, all about terrain methods. It's quite the topic. I love talking about terrain. I love building terrain. I love using terrain in battles. And yeah, I think it's a fun thing to think about. So let us know. And I think that does it for Wednesday in Westeros. Thank you guys for tuning in. Let me know about your list you think are awesome for Season 6 so far. Give me some events I don't have up yet in this list. And I will see you next week. Look forward to some new videos. We got some bat reps coming. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time.